pretty interesting. You know, we don't always highlight the support role, but he's up against Ondil, who is actually really coming to his own here at the LCK. He spent a lot of years, you know, as a guy who was kind of like on a 10th place team, a 9th place team, not really finding success, but this guy is playing so well nowadays.
And you know what, speak for yourself, Brendan, because I always highlight the support role.
Well, yeah.
So, you know.
I thought you were going to say you highlight Ondil. I'm like, no, I don't think so.
He has been having a big come up. Yeah. So we do get into bans. Immediately seeing the Ambessa banned away from Shu, a pick he's definitely lent on quite heavily. And also, so some of the tendencies we've kind of seen from Dplus, they banned Azir basically every game apart from against T1 game 1, where they left it open and then lost to it quite painfully. Also seen Varus banned quite a bit against DRX. And we've seen DRX banning Rumble a decent amount. And we haven't really seen Dplus banning Rumble themselves. But it's normally because they feel like they can match it with Shiwu. You know, if you get something he's confident in the matchup. But it's actually DRX who are going to ban the Azir themselves. So they're taking that sort of burden away from Dplus.
I like what you did there. The bird and away.
Burden, yeah.
Yeah. Well, what's this last ban going to be?
Is it going to be Orianna? Are they just going to leave the Rumble up and pick something they feel confident into it? There's already Ryze and Azir gone. Yeah, so presumably DRX are going to have a lot of priority towards the Rumble in this situation. And again, this is something that Dplus just haven't banned, despite being a heavy ban. I think third most banned in the LCK Cup is just something Dplus haven't opted to deny themselves.
Yeah, I always felt like, you know, they would be comfortable with Shiu playing Ambessa into it, even though a lot of people wouldn't be. He seems to always like it, but obviously Ambessa's banned here, which I think is definitely a good idea. Shiu can play it. Even Lucid played it in the jungle. It's very flexible, strong right now. Jarvan is going to be the choice here. So Jarvan taken away.
Yeah, opting for the early Jarvan pick, you know, despite the fact that there's things like Vi open and available, you know, Lucid's and Zao very good. Also, Jarvan, before you really see the enemy team's carries, maybe concerned about like a Jarvan Rumble the enemy team. But opting for that, something that obviously Lucid's confident on, and then going for the Yunara early on. No, definitely a pick that we would think matches the playstyle of Smash, but my concern is you're going Jarvan, and you haven't seen the carries yet from the side of DRX. So this Corki pick looking to come through from Jiwoo can, you know, mitigate the impact of the Cataclysm. But also, you can obviously opt into like point and click CC to kind of deal with this Yunara. Yeah. That being said, they end up going for the Xin Zhao, not leaning towards something like the Vi. I also think that Nautilus is a little bit uncomfortable into the Jarvan just because the Cataclysm disrupts you, but we'll see how that pans out. The Corki definitely going to come through for Jiwoo though. And the Cataclysm not going to be as high a value when you can just W straight out of it with a Valkyrie.
Yeah. Kind of surprised to see Willer not playing the Vi into Nara and with the Rumble on his own team. Now we're looking at a support here for Career. The Enchanters have not been very comfortable looking for this player, but hopefully this time with the Lulu, I mean, it's excellent with the Yunara. It's great with the Jarvan as well from the jungle.
Yeah, it does also mean when you do go in, you know, we're talking about like the mobility from the Corki to get out, but if you get knocked up immediately by the wild growth, isn't really a chance to disengage from the situation. Nautilus going to get banned out here, so denying that point and click CC we were talking about into the Yunara. I also think the Nami could be a decent ban. We've seen Nami Corki be very popular, something Gen G's played quite a bit, and would have a good amount of lane pressure into the Yunara and the Nami. We see the Cassante banned out. Been a lot of talk online about playing things like just these tanks into Rumble, the Cassante into it. You know, some players take the matchup and really actually find an advantage, pull ahead, and some just, you know, stall it out and ends up being quite dull.
Yeah, that's the way of tanks in the top lane. Thinking about a second ban here, either towards mid or top for Dplus Kia. It's going to be the Gwen, so no Gwen answer into Rumble for Shiu this game.
Yeah, and I assume Dplus just going to secure, unless there's a mid you really are set on taking now, I think you just match the Rumble. Aurora into the Rumble, definitely. I mean, it's flexible as well, right? So you can take it in either lane, but something that can bully out the Rumble. And something she has played before, that Miracle base defense, but not going to go for it instead. Going to go for the Ornn. So some crazy sort of scaling and teamfight power, and a tank who is just looking to build Koenig Ruka and just scale into the later stages of the game, has that engage power, and the team fighting from Dplus is kind of insane already. Yeah. Are you going to have the craziest early lane pressure? No, but you do have the late game power you really want. And also when we talk about lane pressure, it really depends what we pair this Corki with. Looking at the Neeko, that's going to be a bit of a problem for the Yunara and the Lulu in terms of the poke coming out.
Yeah, definitely a solid choice here. Very strong. We saw what Neeko was able to do even yesterday. It's just a crazy pick, and I think it should be prioritized here. So now a blind pick mid, and we're thinking about Taliyah. Definitely kind of the next one on the list, you know, when you consider that Ryze is banned, Azir banned, Orianna. So Taliyah just a safe, solid mid laner, and we're looking at maybe Yone here, which would make it essentially a full AD comp. Yes, you do have Ornn.
Yeah, I think you honestly get away with it because there's not that many tanks on the side of DRX, and there's enough magic damage between Yone, Ornn, and Yunara that it kind of be okay. But toying with some other options.
Oh, another hover. It's not going to be Fizz, though. Will be the Ahri.
Yeah, going for the Ahri. We've seen Ahri so many times into the Taliyah specifically because you have the ult to kind of circumvent the Unraveled Earth. If you land a charm, she's kind of in trouble. I do believe... I don't think we got the Ahri changes coming in yet, actually. I think they might be on next patch.
Yeah, 26.3.
Yeah. But I know that they were due to come in and they were looking pretty good. But I think ultimately there was a lot of team fighting power already on Dplus, so having like the Ahri Jarvan to sort of have a strong mid jungle makes a lot of sense. I think in general though, DRX have a lot of strong lanes, a lot of picks that you'd see high in sort of a tier list. But if you get to the later stages of the game, I think ultimately Dplus, their team fighting power is pretty insane.
Yeah.
I also think like as much as the Neeko is a great engager, can sometimes struggle into the Jarvan because you just Cataclysm her and then she can't use her Rocket Belt. Makes it a little bit awkward in that regard.
Yeah, she has to full commit with Flash, or, you know, if you get the mark on the Neeko, it's not going to make for a good engage for the Neeko either. You know, generally you would look at this and say, oh, it looks like they only have Yunara for consistent damage, but there's not a lot of, you know, easy to commit threats here on the side of DRX that can actually threaten the Yunara in the late game. So it will be interesting to see. Yondel's really going to have to step up his game on this Neeko to make things work. Otherwise, maybe DK just run away with this first game as we hop onto the Rift. Alrighty, game number one. Play-ins round 2. As we mentioned, this is not an elimination match. It's a best of 3. If you win, you make it to playoffs. If you lose, you play in a best of 5 tomorrow for the final spot in playoffs. And that'll be the same for this first best of 3 and the second best of 3 we have today, which is Nongshim versus DNS, the DN Supers.
So one of the things with this bot lane 2v2 is there's a lot of poke and a lot of burst from Andal and Jiwoo, but you have to be a little bit careful because if Smash has access to the wave and gets his sort of empowered autos, he has so much more sustained damage, especially as he has lethal tempo as well. You have the shielding from the Lulu. So you want to go for those short trades. You want to just get the poke out, disengage, and not really disrespect your opponents.
Yeah, you can see the tempo heal came out. They still had it, DK's bot lane. And it's a lot of pressure. They will be hitting level 2 first. You see that DRX do have to back away.
I think that's the thing that sometimes happens is that you get like a strong 2v2 and you sort of autopilot into like, oh, we should win this, we should win this. We just play it out and we win this. And it's like, you have to really play around your conditions and your windows. And even though something like Yunara Lulu, you think of it as like, we're a scaling 2v2, that doesn't mean you just by default like lose early.
Yeah.
And you can see Smash and Korea playing it out well, using their cooldowns. They didn't miss that cannon, but they had access to the waves, so...
And that range minion.
Smash
and that one.
had his autos charged up and was doing a lot of damage. You know, Korea playing around his shields well, mitigating the poke from Andal. and now you actually have the early lane pressure. And with that back coming in from Andal, this is not a good start for DRX's bot lane.
Yeah, it's definitely very rough. And, you know, a lot of trust is being put in Smash. I think he missed another minion, by the way. This guy has missed 4 in a row, maybe just a little bit rusty here at the beginning of the game. But, yeah, I mean, he will have to pull a lot of the weight in terms of the consistent teamfight damage as the game comes along. And so far, things are looking pretty good in the lane as well. So they're going to be fighting for the Scuttle Crab. It looks like DRX do not want to back off of this. So we'll have to wait and see how this one does go. Smash take a big chunk already, but Giu not that healthy himself. In goes Lucid, and a bunch of flashes are going to come out here. Smash in a lot of trouble. Already flashed, and he is down. First blood does go over to DRX, but now Giu in a bit of trouble himself. Will be killed over the wall by Lucid, who's still alive and gets a shield, and is just staying alive forever as finally Andal gets the kill, but now the double flash comes out here as the Glitter Lance does miss, but maybe eventually they do get Andal with the Foxfire to speed up Showmaker. As there it is, and should be one more auto. There it is. Showmaker picks it up, and the double buff. Pretty huge for him, 3-0.
1,000 gold lead already.
He has 7 stacks on Dark Seal.
That might just be it. That might just be it. And we see what ends up happening is DRX tunnels so heavily on Smash here, and Smash actually gets a lot of damage down in return. So Willa gets super chunked out. Smash flashes into the pit. So it's like, okay, this is good to go, but the Slurkle does so much damage. Willa is dead already. Giu's super low. They get him over the wall. Look how long Lucid survives. Gets the heal from Triumph, survives a bit longer, and everyone's just dropping. Showmaker's full HP.
Yeah. He's sitting here with double buff. By the way, they fought for the next Scuttle Crab, and Lucid got that as well in a smite fight. So he's doing really well. I think he's ahead of the Xinjiao.
I think part of the problem here was, again, it's the sustained damage, right? Smash getting a lot of value. 2 people caught in his W, just taking that constant damage. And also the fact that DRX really just overcommitting, seeing a target in the pit, being like, oh, we can kill him. But yeah, as you said, 7 stacks. Look at the item differential.
Rich? What is going on here? Almost getting solo killed by the Mage Warlock Assassin that is Ornn. I know it's a different year, but still stands, I guess.
Look at the item differential in mid lane. It's 7 stack Dark Seal and a Lost Chapter versus a tier.
Yeah, I'm going to take the Dark Seal with the Lost Chapter.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's the choice you're making?
That's my choice, yeah.
You're electing for that decision?
Yes.
Okay, fair enough.
That's what I'm going to go for.
That's interesting. I didn't expect that.
Yeah, also, you know, we talk about Ahri in pro play a lot as being, you know, very burst focused.
Oh, Rich is dead. Rich is dead.
Yeah, Rich is dead. He doesn't have flash. Oh. I mean, yeah, they could
still dead.
They could just press their ults. I don't know why they really hesitated there. Maybe thinking that Willer was there, but he was not. Very straightforward on that kill.
I think Showmaker just contemplated and said, do I want 9 stacks for my Dark Seal? Yes, I do. And then he collected 9 stacks in his Dark Seal.
Yeah. We know that Showmaker loves Magi's, but I don't think Magi's first item is a good idea.
You know,
we'll see.
I'd respect it.
We'll see.
You know what's the one thing I was thinking about with this composition is that a lot of eggs are kind of in the Yunara basket if the Ahri isn't ahead.
Yeah, this is what I was talking about.
Because if the Ahri is behind, right, you're really relying on the Yunara to be that kind of late game character. Like, the Yunara is always going to do damage once she gets to a certain point.
Oh, Willer.
But when the Ahri's this fed, it just doesn't matter.
He's level 6, or 5 rather.
Oh, he is going to
dodge the charm. I think he still dies here, as a lot of healing does come out, but you can see that Yuko can't do anything. He still only has a tier. And Career's here.
Oh, 10 stacks in the Dark Seal, by the way.
Yeah.
So this used to be a thing. Remember when Deathfire Grasp was a thing on Ahri?
Yes.
Way, way back in the day.
Yeah.
So this obviously isn't a thing anymore, that Deathfire Grasp exists. But I remember back then, you would just ult in on Ahri, you'd pop Deathfire Grasp, and you'd pop W, and you just ult, and you just kill them, and you wouldn't hit anything else.
No.
Showmaker is approaching that point of Fed, where like it doesn't even matter if he hits his charm, or like the return on the Q. He's gonna get so strong that he'll just like ult in and W and you'll just die. Once he starts cashing in and buying some items, because he has, you know, he came back with the Dark Seal and Lost Chapter. Is he just going to go Medjais now? No. Malignance is the correct buy, but it's not the funniest buy.
It's not the he could have done the funniest thing.
He could have done the funniest.
But he elected not to. Showmaker keeping it together here for all of
Seems like he is taking this match seriously, which is very respectful.
Yeah.
But, you know, I do also want to note we have the progression bars at the top of the screen now for...
yeah, that's really nice. I think that makes a lot of sense.
For the roll crest. That's very cool.
Yeah.
Interestingly, we do see Showmaker is ahead in his. Interesting, but not surprising.
Yeah. You know, to be fair, not by a crazy amount, or maybe it just doesn't look like that much, but actually it's like
it's still hard to get a significant amount of progress just because you get so much passively from being in lane. And I think UCal right now is making the right call to just be in lane and never leave. Because if you leave, you're going to get ulted and killed.
So they try to commit onto career, but he just glitter lances them in the face. Now, Willer does have his ult, but he's going to lose another smite fight here. Lucid flashing the opposite way. The smash is kind of unleashed here as a cataclysm, and now Showmaker, he's the real one that's unleashed. He gets over the wall, and they get the double kill to Yunara as well. As, yeah, they do kill Lucid, but only Lucid and nobody else.
Guys, the enemy Ahri has 10 stacks Dark Seal and a Malignance. You're just never winning that, ever. In any realm. There's just no way. Look at UCal's items. He actually has, the only AP UCal has is the Doran's Ring.
Yeah, he went Catalyst, man.
That's not your blue buff. Just let it go. Like they're ulting in. Just leave it alone.
Yeah. You said it already. They were never winning.
They're just like, look, Showmaker, he's just ulting around and just melting everyone. There's just no way you win this.
Yeah. And then this is the saddest part where UCal, he knows he's not getting away, so he just has to commit to get the kill. At least he got the kill. What could have been even worse.
I think the problem. Okay, now he has the Medjais. Now he has the Medjais. Maybe he was like,
of course he does.
He's probably sitting there like, man, if I bought the Medjais instead of the Malignants, think how many stacks I'd have.
Yeah, and then he could have gone back and bought Malignants.
Yeah.
And he would have been, you know, 20 stack Medjais.
Because I want to remind you, by the way, UCal did go back and buy Lucidity Boots. He's still the only AP he has is Doran's Ring. That's still the only AP he has at all in his entire...
Yeah. And I think, you know, to be fair, they have a Rumble on the team. They don't need him to be doing oodles and boodles of damage.
Like, again, this...
It's just funny that he has nothing.
Yeah, I'm just highlighting the difference and the issue that they're currently facing and the fact that Showmaker is just ungodly levels of fed, right? I'm not trying to critique UCal in this situation. No. It's just a decision to opt into that fight, and I get that DRX are feeling the pressure because they're into this scaling composition and they're already really deep in the hole, but that was not the fight. Yeah. I think you need to start looking for fights where Showmaker is not there. He's, you know...
It's kind of hard, too. It's Ahri with TP.
Hey, this game's very hard for this position, you know?
Yeah, well, maybe, you know, if you take some good 2v2 trades... Wait. They didn't get that either. Lucid at least is going to miss the flag and drag.
Oh, and Lucid's pretty fed as well, so he's got Sundered Sky over... Well, oh, Showmaker's coming.
No. Oh, no. Oh no! Not like this! Yeah, they're just going to kind of press their buttons at them and kill them. As Smash gets the kill, he gets two. They deny Showmaker extra stacks.
Yeah, I was going to say, Showmaker didn't get that many stacks there.
And sort of the occult isn't in this version of League of Legends, so Smash isn't able to get his stacks, so they should have given that to Showmaker.
Pretty unfortunate. Oh, well, it is what it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is, I mean, there's just not much you can do in this situation. You're trying to trade in the bot lane. You're like, we're playing Nico Corki. You want to trade, and then this happens.
Play safe bot. Come on, guys.
Yeah, I don't even think Showmaker got an assist on the Corki there. I don't think they're all connected in time because he only got 2 stacks on the Medjais.
Yeah.
So even more unfortunate.
Well.
Oh well.
I'm sure he'll be okay.
Will he?
Yeah.
This is the new game he's now playing, Medjai Stacker. Oh, and Shiwu finished his Koenig Rukin, so
yeah, he did.
Top lane's no longer a matchup.
He's having a great time in the top lane, just trading with the Rumble.
Showmaker went Mirk Treads? That's not fun. It's smart, logical, respectful, fun.
Makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. Wanting to protect his gold lead?
Honestly, you could even go, you know, Zhonya's next and be totally fine, still do tons of damage.
I'm going to be real, Brendan. I think he could have gone Berserker Greaves and he'd still be dancing.
Yeah, maybe he'll just go Shadow Flame and put an end to this game. So, the shortest game so far at the LCK Cup.
Interesting you bring that up now.
I'm just going to take a quick look. I'm just curious. Just
for reference.
For no reason in particular.
Yeah.
You know, I just want to take a look. I'll get through my giant stack of papers eventually. They're doing it again, by the way. They're trying to dive the bottom.
They are healthier now, so, you know.
So it was 23 minutes and 56 seconds. So about 24 minutes. This time, Showmaker, level 11, by the way, decides to spare them.
They're a little bit healthier. They saw them move down to match, and they're like, you know what? We don't need to do this. Showmaker saw the possibility. He saw a future where he lost his Magi stacks and said, that is not okay. He let them live for now.
Yeah. I mean, you know, CV Max, still their coach. Gotta keep it together. Gotta make sure that you're not making too many mistakes, that you're winning with your lead. And, well, yeah, he's just gonna get chunked out. And this is what you were talking about in the draft. Like, Ando just doesn't really get to play the game as Lucid tanks everything up. And, yeah, they're just pressing all their buttons at them once again. The challenge goes down. It's a double kill for Showmaker. And Smash gets another one. They're just kind of rolling over them. Maybe Showmaker, okay, he's just going to be forced to flash away.
Oh my god.
That's about it.
His Magi stacks flashing in front of his eyes.
22 stacks?
Yeah, you got a lot there.
This is a professional game of League of Legends.
Oh, Jiwoo getting an okay trade there. I mean, you saw they managed to take out Lucid, right? And they got a decent trade in return. You can see what that comp wanted to do if they went 6,000 gold down, but it's just the problem is they lose someone because they're so squishy compared to the damage being thrown out by Dplus. And as soon as they lose one member, Showmaker just starts ulting around.
Smash just pulls the trigger and says, I'm fed too.
Yeah, he is.
You're
He's
just
6
dead.
kills.
Oh boy.
Yeah. As soon as they lose one member, it's just Showmaker ulting through and just cleaning up. All I'm going to say is imagine being a top laner in this game.
Yeah, I know. It's like you're just having a great time.
But yeah, as you said, so this is kind of the thing with Nico, is you get ulted by Jarvan, and it's like, okay, I can't do anything without Flash. I'm just trapped. My ult doesn't have value. One of the frustrations of playing Nico into Jarvan. And then here, Showmaker, feeling a little bit overconfident, dashing forwards, does take a good amount of damage. Here is when I don't think he knew the Rumble was there and started to get melted.
Yeah, his team was backing away as well.
Yeah. And then here, again, the sustained damage. Flashes the Frost Bomb is the big thing as well, so avoids all that damage and has the backing of the Lulu.
You can see he was actually the one that was calling for it. He kind of flashed in first, and he was like, yeah, just support me, essentially.
I want to note, he had 2,300 gold in pocket when he went for that play.
Yeah.
So,
well,
kind of
career
crazy.
might die. I'm not sure if it's worth it still for DRX. Okay, they are going to get the shutdown on
Showmaker's
the
here.
But yeah, Showmaker's here. Double knockup does come in, and the charm is going to miss, but Showmaker just kind of pressing his buttons on the entire enemy team. He's got 25 stacks of Vagi's now. And I think that's, is that 10 kills? I think it's 10 kills. It's either 9 or 10. As, yeah, he's actually just going to get charmed up. Nice try with the clone, and that might make 11.
Wow.
Yeah, 11 and 0.
You know what?
It's 15 minutes into the game.
You know what? I'm going to say something. At least Magi's can't go beyond 25 stacks. That's the silver lining here. That's the consolation for DRX.
Yeah.
They're still trying. They're still trying to find the angle. They get a pick onto Korea, a target without flash. So I think, you know, you try and find a fight where Showmaker's not here, but the problem is they don't have the damage to finish this quickly, and they get locked into it. And then Showmaker turns up, and look at Jiwoo. He just ults.
Yeah.
Oh, he's dead. And now I have my resets. I'm just going to chase you down, because not only do I have a ton of movement speed, but I have all these Magi stacks, which also give me more movement speed.
Yeah.
And he did go Shadow Flame. He wants to kill people more than he already is.
I think that's fair. I don't think he's in a lot of danger.
I'm again, Brennan, I'm drawing comparison between the items on the mid laners.
Yeah.
It's 2-stack Rod of Ages, Fiendish Codex. Oh, Yukal does have a Dark Seal, though.
Yeah,
and you know what? No, you know what? I respect this, because if you're going to win this game, you need a comeback. Honestly, if you'd bought a Medjai's, I would have. It'd be crazy, but that's the kind of mentality you need, right?
Yeah.
You need a little bit of just an all-in. The only way we come back is we just get like the craziest comeback of all time. We need Dplus to play like KT. That's the only
Cats
way.
and strays. It's only been one day, not even 24 hours. But yeah, it makes sense. So
Yeah.
they, you know, based on what we saw yesterday. We're just looking at all the stats on the left, you know, level, total gold, damage done, stuff like that.
Yeah, Smash has a lot of gold too, but I feel like he's just been overshadowed at the moment. But that's one of the problems as well. Even if Showmaker does mess up, overstep, and die, which is hard to do on Ari, but if he does, there's also a fed Yunara.
Yeah. Well, they're trying to TP on top of this, and Smash, okay, they're gonna go into, or just let the Rift Herald go. Rich is just kind of dead behind enemy lines, as they were never really gonna win that fight. Here comes the Ornn ultimate on top of it all, catches one, gets a flash out of the other, and now it's just everybody trying to flash away. This Lurkle comes in, Willer, not very long for this world, as the knockup comes in from Xiu as well into the Wild Growth. It is just disgusting here on the Rift. DK really playing with their food. Showmaker, he just TP's bot.
Showmaker was so far from the fight that he just TP'd bot. He's like, I ain't getting there in time. It's like, whatever, dude. I'm getting some plates. Yeah, so this was a pretty interesting fight. We actually saw, you know, they destroyed the tower. Lucid again ulting the Nico, so the Nico doesn't get to play the game.
Yeah.
Rich came up to Showmaker, and Showmaker said, no, I'm rich. Far richer than you. And then he was like, I'm not getting to the fight in time. He literally just watched him. He just goes, I'm just going to TP bot, whatever. You know, the fight continues, and Lucid getting some good combos here on the Jarvan. Xiu gets a knock up on the tower. Lucid goes in, finds Yukal. The fact that they're just like crushing this fight and Showmaker's not here, they've passed the point. You know, I was talking about you need to fight without Showmaker. It's gone now. Even without Showmaker, you don't win.
Yeah, it's a 13,000 gold lead.
Yeah, that's a lot.
18 minutes, and I don't think we've seen as one-sided of a game.
You know what?
This LCK Cup, I'm pretty certain.
I predicted a 2-0 for Dplus, and I still feel like it was a bit conservative. Based on this game.
Yeah, it should have been a 3-0 maybe.
Yeah, it's not looking so good.
Who knows what's going to happen in game 2, though.
Yeah, you know, we've had crazier things than a bounce back from this.
Yeah.
But
us and I are praying right now, but
yeah, I mean,
it's not working very well.
You've read it 2-1 right now.
Yeah. Well, yeah, this game is just kind of, it's just kind of over, guys.
It's kind of what? Over?
Over now.
It's over now.
Yeah, that's what DRX want right now. They want it over, and they want out, and they want to get into game 2.
I think at some point, I mean, they're still trying. They're still looking for angles. They're still trying to force, which, you know, I can respect. But I think at some point in this game, you really start thinking about game 2. Because it's just, yeah, I don't see the angles. What's crazy is that Showmaker's nearly level 15. He's like 2 full levels above Rich, and Rich has the like the XP quest. Yeah.
Well, at this point, I'm just curious if they are going to beat the fastest game so far at the LCK Cup, which
How long do you have
again
left?
was about 24 minutes. It was 23:56. So
23:56.
we got about 3.5 minutes
Yeah.
left.
It's been kind of slowing off a little bit.
Yeah, I think DRX eventually were just kind of like, well, we can't challenge them for anything. It's still too early for DK to end the game without some objectives. They are going to go for this Mountain Drake. I think they could go for the Baron, but also, to be honest, one of the only ways they can throw this game is through some kind of weird Baron flip. Even that, honestly, I don't think they can throw at Baron. Like, I don't think it's possible.
I mean, this would be a very hard game to throw. I'm manifesting.
We did say that about the 14,000 gold lead that KT had.
I mean, I think that one, there was like, one, there was a smaller gold lead, but also compositionally, like KT had a harder composition to sort of close the game out, right? Because they had like a lot of melees, a lot of things that were like harder just to push through. Also in this game,
what did Lucid mean?
That was.
What did he mean?
He just wanted to shout.
I think he's trying to send a message.
Right? It's the Demacia season. He just wanted to shout it. I respect it.
That's fine.
But also, like, there's so many scaling elements of Dplus's composition that are so hard to deal with. And they're so mobile. If you ever approach to, like, Baron or Elder, they'll just jump you so easily. I think that's why it's so hard. It's so hard to get picks as well.
Yeah. Well, they saw that the Baron is being taken. Showmaker goes over the wall, is going to miss pretty much everything. Does not have Deathfire Grasp in 2026. A double knockup is going to come in as now Showmaker is going to go, but he has Zhonya's completed as knockup will come in and get Showmaker. They take him down, but they have not dealt with Smash. But they stopped the Baron take, so that's a win for DRX.
Nice. He still has 17 stacks. That's... But for a moment, they got him, right? Big influx of gold. Who actually got the kill? Did you see?
No.
Okay, we're going to replay. Yeah, a little bit overconfidence. And actually, I think the main person who I really want to credit here is Andal for the timing on the Pop Blossom. Because they go for the engage, he arm guards, and then look at the timing. He gets knocked up immediately before he can flash. Actually, I think the seismic shove as well from Yukal.
Yeah.
Didn't let him flash out of that to get away. So great play there. Question is, what will it amount to? Showmaker is about ready to TP, and they are on the Baron again.
Yeah, I mean, Willer's just got to get in the pit, which he can with the Blast Cone, as that's a knockup from the TP, and now the big Cataclysm finds everybody, and he just dies. But now we got Showmaker on the chase, and we have the Charm down, looking for that first kill. He gets the reset, and everybody is just running away. As Showmaker now, he's going to get healed up, and... yeah, eventually Yukal will go down as well. It's a nice turn here from DK, not the most difficult one to pull off. And now they'll go for the Baron.
Well, Lucid is dead, but I don't think it matters. So, yeah, they'll just go for it. They also have an Ornn to tank it, which makes it pretty chill. Yeah, just so difficult. This is what I mean. It's like you come over to contest the objective, and it's so hard to like disengage again because there's so much chase potential. They get the knock up on the Rumble, and then we get this crazy engage from Lucid that does a lot of damage, catches them up. He dies for it, but now Showmaker, he's already got one reset, chases for more, flashes for Jiu, he wants more resets, and there's just no way to get away. Willis like, I'll sacrifice, but you can't sacrifice against Sonari because you're just handing over a reset for more chase potential. And she was like, I will tank the tower for 5 hours if needed.
Hey, Career got a kill there.
There we go.
He picked up his first kill here of the game. And DK are not going to beat the fastest game of LCK Cup. Honestly, not too surprising, just the way the game kind of stagnated there. As Willer down 3 levels would love a Gromp. He is going to get it. Now down only 2 levels as Lucid is really not scared of anything. Has the whole team behind him and did a good job of baiting that one out. The knockup does not hit Smash, and that's going to be a double kill for him. Looking for the triple, does not get it. Career steals a second kill. And so no Penta will come in here, but this game was done, I'd say about 20 minutes ago.
Yeah.
So now we're gonna kill the Nexus.
Yeah. I don't think there's too much to add. I think we covered everything in the game. A rough game 1 for DRX. Dplus getting the early momentum and just carrying it away. And DRX really just need to find a way to bounce back. But I'm sure they've been thinking about that for a good amount of time during this game, even.
Yeah, they definitely were. This is not an easy game to analyze because, well, straight up, there's nothing to analyze. Down goes the Nexus. DK looking very strong here in the first game.
It was really well. Things all went wrong for them. Kind of crazy that Smash ended up doing more damage, but I do think that last team fight, he did a lot of it, and also for Showmaker, people just died before he got to rack up the damage. Running out of health, an issue when you're trying to do more damage dealt.
여기 말 안 되면 되네?
야, 해도 돼.
먼저.
그냥 궁대. 너 그냥 잡으면 돼.
궁극기 돼 이제. 야, 펜타. 아, 진짜 펜타.
펜타.
아, 예?
펜타.
버렸는데? 아, 룰루가 먹었어. 안 건드렸네.
아, 쉣. 아니, 펜타킬 아니었어?
아, 진짜 펜타인데. 아, 형이 먹었어.
내가 먹었어?
그래? 잘한다. 아니야?
연기 같은데?
아, 그러니까 일부러 먹은 거 같은데.
아니, 나 진짜 주려고 했어, 근데.
아, 깜짝 아니야, 이거?
아, 진짜 아니야. 뭘 악감정이야. 아니, 진짜 형이 뭘 악감정이야. 아, 나 형 주려고 했어.
아, 나이스.
아니.
나이스요.
나이스요.
야, 잡아. 킬. 아, 내꺼.
킬.
오케이.
야미.
어서 형 줘야지.